It's...
There we have it. Welcome to Shit Talk with Steve Gerry. We, of course, have our good friend Martin, who's managing the chat for me tonight, because unlike Steven, I don't manage for the chat. I get too distracted and fuck the show up.
You can refer to Martin tonight as the help, the betrayer of Venezuela, or the almost Venezuelan help.
Almost Venezuela by means of Mexico, or by way of Mexico.
We also call him the wall-jumping nanny.
Oh, is that true, Martin? Do we call you that?
You called me worse things.
I've called you worse things.
Help!
Good evening.
I've been keeping a dungeon.
I've been kept in a dungeon. It's my will. But
the only person I know who has people in the dungeon is Tom from Midnight's Edge, and that's that female soccer team. I hope he's still feeding them.
I think it's interesting. I feel like a sandwich tonight because one of you is from north of North America or north of the United States. The other one's south of the United States. So I'm right in the middle.
Yeah, and guess what? Guess who's giving you to you in the back door? Martin.
No. I don't have anything to do with that back door.
You're filthy.
Yeah. You're gonna talk about the first thing that pops up, and we're not talking your immigration papers.
My. Good thing my mom doesn't watch this.
There it is.
Hi, Mom.
Let's see. Enema is here tonight. Good evening. Aaron. Yeah, I've said that. I use that one thing from you left on my videos. Here it is. Boom.
This town needs an enema.
Because he's a dick.
Enema Confusa. I want to welcome, of course, our good friend John. Congratulations again, John, for graduating college. Proof again that you're not a complete idiot.
I was so tempted to say clown college. Thank you for talking. I'm sorry, John. All I heard was toot 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 because I had that Homer Simpson episode today. Please don't. But
again, proud of you, man. Good job. Aaron Ratliff is here. I'm hoping some more people will stroll in as we go along. So it's been a while since we've done a show. It's like middle of the week. It's hard because I have so many deadlines to do shows. But the last, I think the last two times was on your channel because we had done twice in a row on mine.
No. We actually did mine. And then we haven't done anything since. So we actually were waiting for you to be ready because of rotation, because of moving and shit.
Gotcha. Arwen can make it to the show when you're here, but not when I'm doing a show where she's actually a featured player.
That's not true. She's actually had her internet cut out on McEnany's stream. And
I know. I'm just like fucking with her.
Hold on. I just got a text message just saying, yeah, you're being a dick.
I am a dick. It's like I tell people my middle name. Yeah, it's one of my middle names, Richard.
I thought it was Barbara.
No. That was my grandpa. And we don't talk about that shit in World War One. He was in the trenches, and they called him Barbara. No, that's not true.
Only when he wore the wig.
But good to see you, Arwen. Finally.
Wow, still with the low blows. Look at that.
I know. I can't help it. I'm Catholic. It's that passive-aggressive Catholic in me.
If I'm not out there doing a crusade, I am mocking people in my chat. I got to keep up the tradition. Yeah, where's my chivalry armor? I got to get ready to go.
Man. Whew, those are really good.
Chivalry or crusades?
I drink these. These are my favorites to drink. It's lemonade pomegranate energy drink mix. God, I got to put it in front of me. And they're from Walmart. And they're really, really good, and they're chock full of caffeine, which is why I like them. So, look, we're going to talk about basically what's going on with the Orville so far, because I'm torn. Even though I still really do enjoy the show. I enjoy it way more than any other sci-fi show right now.
Well, the best way we can actually group the Orville and then debate it from there, especially I think a lot of people should start focusing on this in general, is the Orville better than Trek when Kurtzman right now in current Trek? Yes.
Yes.
Why is it better? And then why is it not better than old Trek? And then you can discern where the problem lies, because a lot of people are all over the place and throwing feces or throwing flowers because they think there's too much socio-political stuff in it, but the messaging is based off one person, which is Seth MacFarlane's take and how he's directing or writing these things over just giving us sci-fi. But you need something with sci-fi to have meaning for people to actually relate and discuss it. And Orville has done discussions more than Kurtzman has. He's usually just a shit show.
Yeah, that's exactly what the problem and big difference is. And even though I don't like one of the aspects of that I don't think he does a good job of in interpreting what he loved about Star Trek is the moral stance that whatever their union is called, unlike the Federation. The Federation would show greater respect and trepidation in making bold statements about other cultures, even if they didn't morally agree with them.
Mm-hmm. I think there was one episode with TNG where Picard, and it had to do with when he brought up the Shellyak, because he had that one race that didn't have enough time to move, and they were coming in because the planet was theirs. And that was them bending the rules to a certain degree enough to get enough time to get the colonists out of there, or at least wait till the debate happened. I can't remember it fully. And when you look at Kurtzman Trek is pretty much they're cosplaying. It's literally all shapeshifters from the Dominion cosplaying as the Federation, but destroying it internally by how they act and how they portray what they think Trek should be now. A giant action show of lasers, pew-pews, love your hair, crying, and shoveling Gene Roddenberry off someone's shoe. Go fuck yourself. Sorry.
Well, you're not wrong. I mean,
No.
You're right. But the Shellyak, I remember them because you only see them briefly because they're not humanoid.
Yeah, it looked like what was it? MC Hammer's pants made into a jacket that was breathing.
MC Hammer and poop.
Yeah, shiny poop,
shiny glittery poop. But we dealt with it on a lot of different levels throughout Star Trek, because Star Trek would also take into consideration where they were along the the social evolutionary process. They would always take that into consideration, whereas the Union says, well, if you want to be a part of our team, you have to follow our rules, which I actually agree, you do. But that should have been done at the beginning, not like in the middle of their fucking partnership. I think it's kind of shitty to fucking do that. It's like, oh, you threw a blind eye all this time? Did you really? And you consider yourself morally superior having done that? So Seth, this is where Seth has his typical left liberal mind not working in the logic center, which is my problem with a lot of people who are excessively liberal. They don't think logically. And if you stop and logically think about what he wrote, you realize he had an extra year to write these, and he wrote them. Mm-hmm. So I'm a little disappointed in him for doing that. But at the same time, really good episodes. I had one problem with that away mission one where they go to where they're in a virtual world.
Oh, you're talking about the evolution?
That you would have the captain and the first officer on the same away mission. That just wouldn't happen. Star Trek, the original series, did that shit because it was the 60s and nobody fucking knew better. We know better now. So, but and then there was something about the next episode I told you I had issues with in the logic area, and then of course I have that problem with the whole taking the moral stance, and that last episode, the whole scene where they expose that your world was involved with a cover up and as well as trying to kill my daughter, that whole thing there, heavy handed. They didn't try to show any diplomacy whatsoever. And I'm sorry, if you are the trade union or whatever they call themselves in that series, you need to be just a little bit more diplomatic in how you fucking say shit, because that's how wars get started. And they've already got their hands full with one war.
Yeah, possibly two. Because now the The grill is a possible front.
Yeah. So then they'd have a war on three fronts, not fucking smart. And I think that my problem with this season 2 is Seth MacFarlane's character, I forget his name, the captain, kind of being a cunt, not being a very decisive leader. Oh, I don't know who that is. Let me go look and see who that is on Facebook.
Facebook user.
Yeah, I dislike that StreamYard doesn't have its shit together with Facebook. You offer it, but you don't fucking show it. Yeah, well done. Well fucking done. And I'm making fun of StreamYard.
Shenatsky in the house.
That's Don Ecker from earlier. That's
Oh.
Don Ecker. He's watching us right now on Facebook. So, hey, Don, good to see you there. I'm clicking like on your comment. It is a major problem with the show. And it is the problem that I find, because I don't have a problem with your basic middle-of-the-road Democrats, because that's technically what I was, Hubert Humphrey Democrat. But I do have a problem with people who are leftists. And I don't think they understand science. They like to use science, but then they don't really know that much about science. That's why, I limit people that want to talk to me about, climate change. I'll go, well, you have to answer this one question. If you know the answer to this question, then you can have a conversation with me on it. I'm not going to say what it is, but it has a lot to do with what is the greatest cause of climate change. What is the single greatest cause? I had one person go, volcanoes?
You don't talk to those people anymore, do you?
Volcanoes. No. That's like, you want to have a conversation with me about climate change, you say volcanoes. Fucking idiots. So we basically see this excessively moralistic stance by their version of the Federation on the show. And don't get me wrong, I still love this show. I really do. But they really do some fucking weird shit on the show. But I got to tell you, I love the characters. I love the C story because they do follow the Star Trek Next Generation process of A, B, and C stories.
Yeah, they do.
Your A story is your primary thing that's driving force. It's often part of the overarching story arc of the season. And then you have your B story, which is something else that's happening at the same time that's important. And then your C story is usually a character or two characters' issues with one another. It's their interpersonal relationship, something like that. And the C story in this one was, of course, what's his name, having a relationship with the security officer. And that she's from a planet that's like, she's like Superman. She's from a planet that's denser, gravity, atmosphere, everything. So she's strong and she's dangerous. And I actually thought that they should have actually said that she's heavier, that she is denser because of where she's from. So therefore she weighs more. And so she, like if she got on top of him, it would break his hips. And that's one thing I would have left in, that her getting on top would cause her to break his hips. I thought that would be funny, but they left that out.
Is that the last episode you watched?
Yes. In my case,
Oh wait,
yes.
was that not part of Domino? Or was that the previous?
No. The episode that was like an hour and a half long, it was like a made-for-TV film, was the fact that Topa got kidnapped.
Yeah, wasn't that in there?
Site.
Was the previous episode?
No,
yeah,
what's been going on with his romance things, because you made a good point, because it is relatable, because that's what you're picking up. We're seeing a lot of this crew, like, long-eyed stare shit, and the last thing we saw was with the one that helped Topa and Topa's dad. And then it was like that weird moment. I'm like, okay, she fell. She can get up again. She's going to be fine when you heal her. I'm tired of that to a certain degree. They did have love aspects within Star Trek in general, but most of the time it was Kirk going, hey, Orion girl, my tongue in your throat, in 10 minutes. That's it. So it was a little less in TNG, but I'm not lying with that. This one, it's like I'm waiting for like the theme song, like from Days of Our Lives.
On your throat is what I was.
Yeah, I'm waiting for like Days of Our Lives, like sounds through the hourglass. This alien and this human will be making out by the end of the show. Like that. That's what I'm expecting to happen. But I'm not disappointed.
Well, that's why I
they're
disliked
overusing
Deep Space Nine after the first season, because it became Love Boat in space, and I didn't like that.
I don't really Love Boat.
Yeah, every episode was about relationships, and I got kind of bored with that. It's like that should be a C story, always a C story.
Are you talking like more like the Kira Nori stuff? Because that shit I can agree. It was
the Worf and just all of it got too
Worf
much.
didn't come until what 3 or 4, and that was with Dax because
that's part of what I'm talking about. I couldn't watch the show after season 1. And,
oh my god!
But I came back because of Keith, and he says, "No, you need to go back and check out those last 3 seasons." So I went and I watched the last 3 seasons. I'm like, "Oh, that was good." Because I also dislike staying in one place. That the story was predominantly there on Deep Space Nine, and they weren't traveling anywhere. It's people coming to them. And even though it's like, it's Western. It's Western, and you got people coming in and out of town. And, so-and-so is the sheriff of the town. That's Odo. And then you got the mayor of the town, which is, of course, Commander Sisko. I also liked it when they finally did push him to captain. I'm like, thank you.
Commander.
But
Captain.
when they started going around on the Defiant, I'm like, that was when it started getting interesting to me. So I'm glad I went back and watched the series. And again, I owe that to Keith. He's the one who talked me into going back and giving it another chance. So, but Penny is here. Hi, Penny. Kingsport Cal is here, and of course, I did mention Shinotsky, and of course, Don, who is our guest today. Don Ecker is in the chat over on Facebook. Olin Van S. All the characters have chemistry less militaristic than STNG. Well, it's because they're not. Well, the show's still lighthearted. The new show, Orville. I consider it a little more lighthearted. Whereas there was a naval aspect to TNG. I did enjoy B5, Babylon 5 more than DS9. I did too, but to be honest with you, I think it's funny that when I sat and I tried to do a show of B5 with Fat Steven and Keith, I realized I thought I was a fan of this show, and listening to you guys talk, I realized no, I'm really not.
No, you're not.
Even though I do love it, I don't know shit about the show. I really don't. I was like, I need to not be a part of the show because I'm going to bring it down because I don't know anything. Quark and Eric were both amazing characters, and I think both those characters were the interesting one. Yeah, Martin.
It has to do with the chat you read before. This one. Yeah, we have to consider the fact that the Orville, being part of a military armada,
it is a military vehicle. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's an exploration vessel.
Yeah, Star Trek. They are military vehicles that predominantly are exploring, but are prepared for war at any given time.
Yeah, but this is a light exploration. In the first
I don't want
season,
anything, man. I was just saying your name. Goddamn, shut up, man.
Remember in the first season when they give Ed the commission, he said, I always dream a heavy cruiser, but I'll take the exploration vessel.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you're right. But anyway, can you show the clip from this latest episode that I gave you? And remember to pause it every 10 seconds.
You sure they should be okay?
You think so? All right, let it go. If we get ganked, I'll delete it later.
I prefer if you do, because you remember the proportion of my screen. It doesn't look so well. Every time I share the screen, you moan about it.
And speaking of Cardassians, we did lose one of the great ones from TNG with the 4 Lights episode. He did pass this week. Remember
David
that?
Warner. Yep.
Yeah.
Very true. Actually, we had 2 Star Trek actors because what's his name from the Sopranos, Paul Sorvino, died too.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And thank God they found out that Tony Dow is not dead.
Not dead.
His wife just thought he was dead. Great.
I think something went wrong in the communication, and because she was apparently distraught and broken when she reported it to the team, and then they reported, and then it was all corrected. It's like, oh shit, someone's head's gonna roll on that one. All right, so here's a clip from this last week's episode from the Orville New Horizons. And by the way, that's a very Star Trek shot because look at those rocks in the background.
Working 9 to 5 for service and devotion. You would think that I would deserve a fair promotion. Want to move ahead, but the boss won't seem
Fucking
to...
Dolly Parton. Fucking Dolly Parton.
I swear sometimes that man is out to get me.
There you go. That was fun. You know, I liked the Dolly Parton scene. It was reminiscent of some of the scenes from Next Generation. Or even classic Trek when you had a historical person step up and say something to the member of the crew. Lincoln, what's his name from Vulcan? Surak? Was it Surak?
Sarek?
The father of modern volcanology?
Sarek?
No, Surak.
Surak. S-U-R-A-K. Surak.
We have a super chat.
The father of Vulcan logic. But hi, Rough Girl. Thanks. Is there super chat? Because I don't see anything in it.
Well, a super chat or a super sticker without a sticker.
It's just a super chat.
Thank you, Rough Girl. She wanted to show her support. Thank you so much. We deeply appreciate it. For you, I'm going to play. I had some new videos and I haven't had a chance to add them. So, but I'm going to do this because we're talking Orville, which is close to Star Trek. So here you go.
Cry havoc, and let's slip the dogs of war.
Because the Vulcans were a mix of Russian, the early version of the Mongols, the real Mongols.
The Vulcans? Or
Klingons. Yeah, just say Klingons. You don't have to go through the whole process. Just say, you mean Klingons, is what I meant to say. Yes, that's what I meant to say. Let's see. We get some more comments. So let's see what we got in there. Thank you for the $1.99 super sticker, Rough Girl. Much appreciated. I wish I knew what it was. They don't show me. So I need to open up Twitter. Open up YouTube.
It was no super sticker. It was just a plain $1.99 no message super chat.
No message. Oh, okay. All right.
That's what this said. Yes, they're moving it to Disney Plus, Rusty. That's what they're saying. They're moving it from Hulu. So that could be a good thing because if Disney has interest. And
well, they need something because they're suffering with some of their own stupidity over there. Netflix, holy crap! I was looking at that earlier. Holy shit! I think it was Shanatsky that shared that with me. Let me go back and look, see if I can find that. See if I can find that. Oh, wait. We got shared by you. Eventually, they're going to share it over on some of the other channels. Let's see. Because I could have sworn. Okay. This is something right now going on Twitter. Let me share my screen. Share screen.
Hey, Dork. Danny. Actually, he's an Orville lover.
Yeah, you want to bring him on? You can
Danny, do you want it? Danny, do you want it? I haven't talked to you in a while, and I want to rub your head for good luck.
So there you go. Gummer Kyle is posting this. Who wore it best?
Oh God.
So there you go. There's the image. Personally, I think my head with my paleness goes better with the pale body because I'm a pale motherfucker.
I like. Okay. I still like the Orville, Dork. That's the thing. I can pull the crap out that everyone's focusing on, and I'm actually entertained by the story. There are things that are going to bother me. It's going to bother me in any show. You will never get something like DS9 or B5 again, but that doesn't mean the whole season and the whole show is shit. I can't just.
No, I'm still enjoying the show. It's a good season.
I joined, but I'm out with Casey at Gouchy John's redoing my art wall. Okay. Here it is, $4.99 from Rough Girl. Hey, Gary, hit you on Twitter for advice on my morning show, Hey at Panel.
Yeah, anytime, Rough Girl, you need anything, let me know. I'll always be there. So let me, whoa, that's huge. This was sent to me by Shinatsky earlier. All credit goes to Shinatsky on sending this to me. Deeply appreciate it, man. Here you go. Now I want you to look where they're at right now, the red. This is still part of going into 2022. Look at where they were in 2016. They were in better shape in 2016 than they were in 2021 during the COVID epidemic.
Yeah, everyone's locked down.
When everybody was at fucking home. Look at that fucking drop.
Mm-hmm. It's going to happen.
That's why we've been seeing the big changes over there at Netflix. Because they realized we're slipping, guys. We need to stop listening to these woke assholes. They're not bringing us any new business.
They aren't.
They act like there are numbers of them, but there aren't. They're a very small number of people that fucking do this. They're just loud and obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
And what I liked was back when we were kids, when I was a kid, we had those fucking assholes in school, and we ignored them. We just shut up. Fucking walk away, you know. But people today, because of social media, they have a platform, and they like to gather, and they like to pretend that they're a bigger group than they really are. Fucking idiots. I mean, I got into a fight with one that was trying to say that the woke audience is bigger than the actual fan base for properties like Star Trek, Star Wars, and stuff. And I'm like, that just shows how stupid you are. Mm-hmm. They're losing money because we're not paying anymore, because we won't pay for that shit. We don't want to put money into it. We're not going to buy their merchandise. You know, that is what's referred to as Atlas Shrugged. When Atlas shrugs, people notice. Well, the fan base is where they get all their money from. And when the fan base shrugs, they don't get money anymore. So Disney, Netflix, all these guys are fucking suffering for this shit. We, the fan base of all these different IPs, we're Atlas in this case. If you didn't figure it out, we shrugged.
Quickly, Olaf, Steven, what do you think or expect from the JMS reboot? Well, seeing as I think that's still on hold, we discussed that the day it was announced, I think last year when we were doing our Babylon 5 show, and that will come back eventually. But we were all concerned at first, but we eventually, after reading the notes and everything that was coming out through JMS, is that it might be something that he wants to tell, that he didn't get to tell with what was the limitations back then. And I will go in with the expectations that JMS will put it in something that is still B5, not Crusade, but B5. At this point, I have no more energy to constantly just automatically throw hate at shit. There's a lot of stuff I see I do criticize, but I just.
Well, I don't think what we do is throw. We don't throw hatred. We're trying to tell people to get their heads out of their asses and make good quality entertainment. Stop being assholes about it.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, I don't want to sound like I'm just going, oh, well, it looks shit. Let's move on. It looks woke. Let's just move on. I don't have energy for that. My life's too short to always be shitting on stuff. That's what toilets are for. Nice bit.
Well, you know, I've always said that I prefer when I take a shit to do it like when I'm at home in my bed.
Oh, thank you, Amber. That was lovely words.
I'm downloading something because I want to share this on our thing, because this is one of the things I did want to talk about. I've been hearing good things from people on who is directing this. And the fact is, I've always said, if you want to remake a movie, remake something that wasn't that good. And I don't own the movie because I didn't really think it was all that great. And that's this film, Arachnophobia. I think that we've advanced far enough with CG and with doing practical effects that they can pull that film off better now than they could back when I was in the Army. And I really didn't like parts of it. I thought it was dumb. And, the only thing that freaked me out is I actually have arachnophobia. And anytime they had spiders, the real spiders on the screen, I was freaking out. And that was the only thing that was good about that film. I thought it was silly. I thought it was too much of a comedy. It needed to be more horror. And so I hear that this Christopher Landon is really good. In fact, let me look it up. Someone told me that he has worked on some really good stuff previously. So I'm going to go look it up real quick to see what they were talking about. Happy Death Day. He did that Freaky, which was actually pretty good. He worked on Paranormal Activity. Oh, he did the cool remake of Rear Window, which I really liked in 2007. Spielberg produced it. Disturbia. I thought that was a very good film. And he worked back in 2010 on Burning Palms. But I think he's an interesting guy. He did a film that I didn't think was all that great, but it was enjoyable, called Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. It was very entertaining. Hi, Cece. She's in the chat. She said hello.
Well, she's definitely not in the back room. Sorry. A little spicy thing.
Gary.
Yeah.
We'll roughly another thank you video.
Yes. I was actually looking for it. I wanted to play something that wasn't already on here, so I was trying to be kind of quiet and sneaky about it. But thanks for pointing it out.
Dude, the chat is piling on.
Well, go ahead. Keep doing it. Facebook user, I'm going to assume that this is Don Ecker. Do the money stays in my pocket dance? Weight on the right foot, left hand high, nowhere near the wallet. Weight on the left foot, right hand. Don't know what that means, Don.
I think it's a song.
Oh, okay. So, that was really nice. I just got a notification. Rough Girl sent a tip to my Cash App, $5. And I'm going to find something just for you. And I'm trying to find it right now. For now, fuck it. I'll play this one. I'm looking for a very specific clip from The Thing. And for some reason, it is not on YouTube. And it's one of the best scenes in the whole film. And it's not on YouTube. But I can't even find it on Google.
Hey, Sweden! Not Swedish, Mac, the Norwegian.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, Sweden! Not Swedish, Mac, the Norwegian.
I fucking love that. So I'm opening the movie The Thing on my computer and looking for that fucking clip. So under movies, there we go. I really can hardly wait till they put out a 4K copy of The Thing. I want to see that.
That would be very cool to see.
I mean, you would see that fucking practical effects that Winston and Rob Bottin worked on in the highest resolution it's ever been seen. It's even better than what you saw in the movie theaters, or I saw back in '82. Let me go back a step. There we go. Trying to see if I can find this. I actually have like so many different versions of The Thing. I have 2 versions of The Thing from Another World. I have Turner's colorized version and the original black and white film. I do have the 2011 film, but I don't really like it that much.
I don't remember if I have the colored one or the black and white.
And I'm looking to see if I can find it.
He's looking for one clip.
Yeah. Ooh, I want to show this one. Oh, here we go. Yes. It's the dogs. Let's see. The doghouse scene. There we go. There we go. All right. Share screen. Actually, I'm just going to share. Yeah, share screen. Share screen. Boom. That's so fucking amazing, dude. Now, this scene is actually Stan Winston. He did all of this. Now, just so you know, that is the same ingredients that you use to make the cream filling in Twinkies. They made it right there on the set. And it is being shot at the dog. It's completely harmless. It's mostly sugar. And it was one of my favorite things that they did in the film, because there it shows how it could violently take over another species by just squirting itself on them, turning themselves into a liquid and ejecting it, in a very perverse way, like a pearl necklace.
Lovely.
Watch out for Clark. But you close. I love that locust sound. And it wasn't until I watched this film at home with surround sound that I finally heard what he hears in this scene. Because now I can hear it with the headset on. Great fucking movie. So that is your thank you video, Rough Girl.
Yay.
Congo remake. Gotta be honest with you, as much of a failure as Congo was, that is an absolute candidate for remake. When the film isn't as good as what it should have been and does as well as it should have, that's a film that's open for reinterpretation.
Only if Bruce is on it again.
Yeah, Bruce screams at the beginning. Let's see. What's this? Let's see. Don Ecker again. It's a song I made up to express my opinion about bad quality product. Not a boycott, but ain't gonna buy it. The money stays in my pocket, wallet dance. Got you. Now I understand what you're saying. That dog chewing through. Yes. And how they pulled that off, it was once again, one of the things that Rob Bottin said is that a lot of the stuff he used in that scene in particular was stuff you would find in your kitchen. So a lot of it was like edible, and that was they had done something with gelatin to make the chain links, and I can't remember how they did it, but that is just one of my favorite films of all time. It really is. It's number 2 favorite film of all time. Number 1, Blade Runner. Number 2, The Thing. So, did you have anything else on you wanted to say about Orville, though?
No, not at all. I'm good.
I think because how many episodes we got left this season?
I really don't know.
I think that it's going to be. I think it's. Hold on, let me go double check. I'm going to go look IMDb because I don't want to speak out my ass on this. Orville.
Army of Darkness is a good one.
Season 3, we are officially getting 10 episodes this season. 10 episodes, and we are up to 8 right now. So, oh wait, no.
We get one tonight, don't we?
9. The next one, Future Unknown, is the final episode.
Yeah, because we got a long one last week, so this will make up for it.
I think that the whole thing, this whole season, is each episode's at least an hour long. So I don't know. I'm really looking forward to seeing where we go with this shit. Shinatsky says Army of Darkness is my number one, followed by Blade Runner. Army of Darkness is a great film. It is definitely on my top 20 list. Oh, that was somebody else. Oh, let me go see who the hell that was then. I guess we got more people watching over there. Oh, that was Eastland Burkholder. Gotcha. Hi, Eastland.
Perfect.
Yeah, I wish they showed this here. I'll show you what is going on over there on Facebook, because we are on the official Pop Culture Minefield page, streaming there. Share screen. And for some reason, they show us Facebook user instead of showing us this. This is who's chatting over there while watching the video. So I do keep an eye on it. So Olaf has to leave.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just time zone limits, but if you guys have a fun stream on Fridays at some time, yeah, we do TGF. It's 2 p.m. Central Standard Time here in the U.S. Feel free to always join. Thanks for joining us, man. Olaf Van S. What an interesting name. Yeah, we go on our last. We try to end our show right before Friday Night Tights. We're kind of like a sandwich between Midnight's Edge in the morning and Friday Night Tights. And we don't want to, because we're not going to hurt their shows, but they can really put a hurt locker on us for the audience, because we share our audience as part of theirs. We're friends with Midnight's Edge. We're close friends with a lot of those guys. Steven's supposed to do a stream again with Doomcock here soon. That was this last Sunday, but something got screwed up. But our producer streams with Doomcock.
Everybody.
Yeah, that's Mexican Iron Man, Mikey. Hey, Mikey. So, but Olaf, thanks a lot. You're Dutch. I'm gonna tell you, you will find fewer allies of the United States better than the Dutch. I love it up there. Some of my favorite times in Europe was spent up in Scandinavia, specifically with the Dutch. Oh, Andre. Yeah, he's a good friend. Just to let you guys know, we are going to be relaunching the best of the 80s, and we're going to go year by year. And it's looking like Andre and Tom are pretty much going to be our co-hosts on it, because we talk every day. Every day we talk, and Andre is very engaged about some of the years. Tom's very engaged about some of the years, and so I'm going to be talking to him about basically doing it as a shared program, because I love talking movie stuff. Like we were doing Toxic Tuesday last night, and Tom and I took over the show for like 15 minutes, where he just sort of like, because that's what he and I do when we start talking. We start talking about movie history, all this stuff that happened, and I, Keith, he and Andre are the only guys I know that know about as much as I do, if not more. about movie history. So keep your eyes out. We're going to be doing that new 80s. The 80s. We're going to be talking about horror as well as sci-fi. We're going to be talking about just some of the best that came out of the 80s and how the 80s got a lot of that shit right, whereas the 90s to today still kind of fuck up when they do horror films. Oh, 1982 is my year. Don't worry about Kingsport, Cal. 82 is my year. A majority of the films that came out that year, that was the year I turned 18. It was the first time I got to see R-rated movies without my dad. And it changed my life. That's why Blade Runner, Conan, The Barbarian, Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan, The Thing are all in my top 10 favorite films of all time. Oh, thank you, sir. Very kind. Holy shit. I wish I... Oh, wait. Here you go. This one's for you. This one's for you. All right. You'll get a giggle out of this.
Hey, Sweden! Not Swedish, Mac, the Norwegian.
And another one that you'll enjoy.
When you're slapped, you'll take it and like it.
AT&T slapping the shit out of Warner Brothers. I don't know about you guys. I'm super stoked about what happened at Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
I mean, Toby Emmerich is now the temporary head of DC. And, I mean, Toby Emmerich, I'm sorry. I just forgot his name. Michael LaDuca.
His friend that we were talking about, right? Zaslav's friend?
Because, I mean, officially, as of now, all the clowns are away from the table.
That's awesome.
They're not, because temporarily, two of them were still managing stuff. Walter and Toby were still in the interim managing things, even though one was fired and the other one was just sitting in an office really with nothing to do. But now officially they've all been removed, even though Walter Hamada, I think, still is going to be working there. He gets a paycheck. His contract kept him from being completely fired somehow. And so I don't know what he's doing, but we'll eventually see a story in Deadline that says Walter Hamada steps away by his own choice. He chose to leave. No,
yeah, okay.
Unceremoniously fucking fired. I'm telling you, this is how the meeting went with David Zaslav and all of those fuckers.
You're ghosting us, motherfucker. I don't care who you are back in the world. You give up position one more time, I'll bleed you real quiet. Leave you here. Got that?
That's how they all reacted to Zaslav fucking telling them. I guarantee you, I think there would have been an arrest on that day that Miller got arrested that second time.
Mm-hmm.
And we heard what was coming out of Warner Brothers was people were hiding in their fucking offices as Zaslav was raging, yelling, wanting to kill Toby Emmerich.
Holy shit.
Yeah, fucking crazy, dude. I'm like, man, I hope he's away, because if he's there, man, he's going to get fucking hurt. Because that's a big dude. Zaslav was a big dude. Let's see, what is this one? Got to head to bed. All right, good night, man. Thanks for sticking around with us. Midnight's Edge, a few times. Gary was great meeting some. Yeah, I love Gary. I love all those guys. I love Doomcock. I can't get enough Doomcock. I need more.
He loves the cock.
I love a lot of Doomcock. The doomier, the better. And once again, I want to point out that I am gay for this show. I'm totally gay for it.
Yikes.
So thanks for doing that, dude. Appreciate it. You have a good night, Olaf. Good meeting you. I see Gap is here. What's up, Gap? Hold on. I was wanting to read what Shinatsky said there. I'm sorry. House of the Dragon is already shitting all over people. Zaslav would have avoided that shit if he took over sooner. That is absolutely all Ann Sarnoff. She's the one who forced the diversity. She's the one who forced all of the weird shit that's going to turn people off. And there's really nothing that Zaslav can do to fix it. The damage was done while she was still in charge. And absolutely, if you've not seen Midnight's Edge breakdown of this, go watch it. Go watch it. Andre nails it. Tom and Andre, absolutely. I love those guys. They nailed it. Great fucking video by Andre. It's over there right now. I think they aired it yesterday or the day before. Premiered it. So,
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's it. What is this? Like your coffee? Yes, big and full of, large and full of cream. Like I like large cup with my, I like it full of cream.
What the hell was that?
That was my cup.
Oh.
It's a metal cup. It's a big old giant metal cup. I can't touch the cup with my hot coffee because it'll burn my hand. So I can only handle what's this say? Black and with Keith around. There you go. There you go. Shanatsky gets it. So you wanted to talk about Lord of the Rings tonight, and I'm going to you got to take the lead on this one because I think you are far more educated in what's going on over there at Amazon than I am.
Yeah, just give me a second. I'll pull up the fucking article.
Any videos you want me to show?
Oh, there's no videos necessary. It's this came out the 25th, and this comes from John F. Trent. Everyone knows who John F. Trent is from Bounding the Comics. To share that, we won't go too much into it. But are you up here yet? But this is kind of like I'm getting the red flags. I'm Kevin Smith, and no, he lied. We all know he did. And it's Lord of the Rings. The Rings of Power actor confirms the show aims to erase the work for the sake of modernity, or real world shit in a fantasy world that doesn't have any of this. And it pretty much is. It's the interviews going on. And it's, I believe, Sophia Nomvet, which is supposedly the curvaceous. No, you're fat. Sorry. I get raised to is pretty much saying we're redressing the balance within the film and television industry, and of course this franchise. I hope lots of franchises moving forward. So in other words, change everything that was what made it great and turn it into a modernized version of crap. I don't see why they can't. Why is it they can modernize Shakespeare stories without making it look like crap, but when it comes to this, they just make it a socio-political nightmare? Do you know what I mean? Am I talking about myself?
No, you're not talking by yourself.
Oh,
yes, you're absolutely right. However, they have shot on Shakespeare too.
Yeah, but at least you got some good movies and some good adaptations brought out that were at least, they would pass. But with Lord of the Rings, it's like we've heard from day one from Amazon. We're going to respect the lore. We're going to respect Tolkien. We're going to respect this. We're going to respect that. And as we get closer and closer to that September due date, we're seeing more and more and more things popping out. Well, Sauron's just a hot dude. We got Eminem playing fucking Sauron, for God's sakes. These are the best people for the roles, but what they've done is open up the doors for people of all backgrounds to come forward and have the opportunity to rise. I'm sorry, acting always has that opportunity. That's why they're called actors and actresses, because they're based off their skill and their performances. It doesn't matter your race, who you have sex with, how you identify, the pronouns on your Twitter bio, or anything else. That's not a resume. That is a virtue signal to play victim if you don't get what you want. Sorry, not sorry. Nomved then made it abundantly clear that this show has nothing to do with Tolkien's work other than the name of the series and characters. So there it is. There it is. And that's what that's why I've been saying for a while. Wait till it hits September and that first 2 episodes drop. You're going to see your YouTube feeds full with nothing with either praising from shills or lore lovers of Tolkien and lovers of Tolkien breaking it down to the point where it wishes it was Ashes of the Phoenix and it could rise again. It will not. She stated to be part of creating accessibility for generations to come. The thing about something that's timeless is that it's accessible for generations to come already. Anyone is able to hear about a book, hear about a story, film, show, whatever it is. It's called recommendations. It's called what you love. What's your favorite this? What's your favorite that? And from that, it becomes timeless because people will either go in and read it, they will like it, or they won't like it. You don't need to remodernize it for a generation. It's like saying, well, our generation is too effing dumb. Let's make the whole Lord of the Rings TikTok videos. Same thing. It's garbage. It's garbage. For new generations, this is their version of Tolkien. No, it's your version of Tolkien. It's your adaptation. It is not Tolkien.
It's not an adaptation, it's interpretation, but I know exactly what you mean. You're right.
Yeah, I'm quoting her. And this is what my daughter will see of Tolkien's works. No, they will see what you have destroyed of Tolkien's works. Stop. They hide behind the name and they throw it out so much. I think we should just have a drinking game going through these articles and taking a shot every time we hear Tolkien. Nomvet then made it clear that the Rings of Power is actually an erasure of Tolkien's work, and the whole point of the show is to reflect the modern world rather than reflect Tolkien's work. And Tolkien's world, to be exact, because the modern world was not in Tolkien's world. Unless they call lawyers orcs, that's different. She explained it's their time, and it's so important, and I hope many people will see this fantasy and be able to relate to it. They already can. Modernizing doesn't make it relatable. Finding a character.
First of all, Lord of the Rings is still a modern film.
No, they're talking. Yeah, but they're talking about all of Tolkien's works, but they're basing this on. This is a reflection of the world we live in. No, it's not. I don't walk outside and see the eye of Sauron looking at me when I'm going to the convenience store. It's not the same. There are many, and we are what? There are many, and we are different, and we will embrace and discover and peel back and learn and educate and be educated. So in other words, the message. That's what I'm gathering from here. And we can only do that when we embrace and love our differences. If you want us to love and embrace our differences, why is it, no matter what, these types are demanding their pronouns be announced, be respected? They're demanding you like and accept and consume, and if you do not, you're automatically a Nazi, a racist, or a phobe. It's a little bullshit. It's propaganda bullshit. It is. And I'm Nomvet then inserted to be the poster child and to fly the flag, being a mother, being a woman, being a person of color, being curvaceous. Hold on, sorry. Fat woman deemed as a thing of beauty is something we don't always see. Yes, we do. It's called self-esteem. It's called security. And it's called the ability to love yourself for who you are. And if you want to change how you look or how you feel about yourself, you work out, you change your diet. Everyone's been doing it for years. It is not, okay, you're obese, now you're a beautiful being obese. That it's the same shit. It's the same shit. It's like all the people on that ship from WALL-E. Shut the fuck up. Sitting on chairs, getting hovered around by and controlled by automated. No, that's not it.
First of all, being fat is bad for your health. Yeah. Being a fat person, I know that. And I find it interesting that it's okay to say something to somebody if they put a cigarette in their mouth. But if you catch somebody eating something they really shouldn't be eating, or a lot of it, if you say something, you're fat shaming. It's like, fuck you. Well, what's wrong with then it's bad to cigarette shame, smoke shame? Yeah. You know, because that's who the person is. That's part of their identity, being a smoker.
And that's it. They're not seeing this as respecting Tolkien's work. The whole line's right here. This person wants to be the poster child. They want to fly the flag. And then they like honestly, like you want to be a poster child first before you want to be a mother, before you want to be a strong woman, whether or not a person of color. Why aren't those the first things you're talking about? Why is you caring more about being a fucking poster child? This is about clout to you. This isn't even about being a mother or a woman. You just fucking ruined yourself in your own fucking sentence.
100% agreed. 100%
Fuck
agreed.
you. James is a thing of beauty. No, you're a beauty. There's a simple line that we're all taught. A lot of people go at it in general because we probably heard it a bunch of times when we don't want to hear it. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's true. You will love yourself, but you will also hate yourself depending on what you see in the mirror every day. We are our own worst critics. The fact that this person wants to be a poster child over being a strong black woman, you've already shown your fucking colors. Shut the sorry, this bothers me. And that's why it gets cut off here. So that image of that is all of that is all of those things personified in a face, and it happens to be my face. This is your fucking ego. This is your fucking ego talking. Nothing else. This woman bothers me.
Just let you know, Steven, you have a fan. You just won over Don Ecker.
Thank you, Don.
That's him that said that. I like this guy.
my dad introduced me to Lord of the Rings, and guess what? I was in he had one of the editions that had the oil painted cover of the Tower of Mordor. It was like this. It was reds and browns and yellows, and there was no characters. It was just that freaking tower, and it was beautiful. I didn't go right to the start of that book. You want to know where I went to the back when I first saw the runes? I went to the back glossary and started to understand what the hell runes were, and then I went through all of the translations, and I found the songs and the glossaries and all the weapons and the names, and then I went into the book.
Jesus, I had no idea how big a nerd you were. Wow.
But that's relatable. That's with sci-fi. What do you like about Star Wars? You're a nerd too. You're a fat nerd. You're a fat, dangerous nerd. I'm sorry. But it's like why do you like Star Wars? For me, I like ships. There it is, relatable. I like the space battles. There's a relatable. I don't see the fucking Latin X-wing driving down going, hey, call me him, her, and they. Fuck off. God, it drives me nuts reading this shit.
Well, I've always said grammar is more important than your identity.
I'm Canadian. I have no grammar.
I won't say they, them, their.
And then, and I guess it's this black elf here who says,
War Monkey is here. What is up, War Monkey?
Sorry, we're almost done. Then we got Ishmael Cruz Cord. Don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. That's literally what I'm saying. I know. Echo Nomet's claim that the show is an erasure of Tolkien's work, saying the awareness of diversity with Tolkien. They were already diverse. Elves, man, orcs, ents, halflings, hobbits, whatever. Those are diverse in general. You want to know why? Because they also had different ages. The age of man, the age of elf. I want to shit on my monitor. Diversity with Tolkien's I'm not going to put on camera. Diversity with Tolkien's original source material has grown. No, it hasn't. You're changing it to grow into something more modern. So if you think these 1% psychopaths feel like they're acknowledged, the cinematic world that Peter Jackson created, and he also respected the Lord, last time I checked, created, has immense value. But we've shifted lenses since then. No, you don't want to put in the effort and work to stick to a story, to stick to a world, and adapt it to what's already there. You have a foundation. You said, fuck your foundation. Give me brand new titanium. I want to build a house out of metals because my glass one keeps breaking. Fucking insecurities. He continued the conversation. It's different right now. But going back to the source material, the world is diverse, not only in race, but also in thought. Then if you know this, why are you trying to make it modern? If you hypocrites, it is a diverse mix, and now we're just adding people from diverse backgrounds. You mean
Keith's in the chat? Hey, Keith.
But so wait. So this is called the Rings of Power. We got diverse people now. That's the subheading. I'm gonna watch this now because I'm just gonna get pissed off. Cynthia Ade Robin Caruso, who plays Mary, whoever cares, also stated this cast is truly global, just like Arwen's sausages. Everyone sort of has their frame of reference in terms of their culture, their heritage, what it means to them, their language. Cool. Then why don't you apply of how much you respect your heritage and your culture and apply it to the person or race or whatever you're fucking playing in this fantasy world and make them just as proud for being an elf and orc and everything else? There's your acting role. There's your application. It's right there. Do that. Part of the story we're trying to tell you is how much we're lying. I mean, that's not actually what it says. How you have we're trying to tell you have people of different races coming together to defeat a common enemy. That should be CNN at this point. You're trying to look at this through a modern lens, and the world is global. They keep repeating each other, and people now expect to see this kind of world globally represented. No, they don't. They want to be entertained. People hate the real world. That's why we have weekends to get the days off from work. We hate it so much that we need that weekend to not only refresh, but to escape and find something else that brings us back that little joy that we lose every time we wake up as an adult and die inside doing a 9 to 5. You're wrong.
Working 9 to 5.
Exactly. Thank you, Dolly. I'm seeing... Yes. I'm sorry, I'm done. I'll stop reading this. I should have just done this on my channel. I'm sorry. And here we have...
No. You go ahead. Keep going, man.
Sorry. Even when I'm seeing different posters popping up. Yeah, again, this is going back to your ego. I'm seeing posters of our faces on it in different languages across the world. Everyone in the world is going to know my face. Yeah, and every Tolkien fan is going to know how much you fucking bullshitted everyone. And then when you don't get the response you want, what are you going to do? racists, transphobes, instaphobes, Zionists everywhere. Shampoo my hair. That's what's going to happen. Any money. Even when oh my God, Jesus Christ, Jesus. Why is this guy holding the staff from fucking late Raiders of the Lost Ark? These cast statements echo what executive producer of the series, Lindsay Weaver, told Vanity Fair back in February. It felt only natural to us that an adaptation of Tolkien's work would reflect what the world actually looks like. Really? I don't remember the last time I can buy a ring at the jewelry shop and become invisible. Don't remember that. I know being very thin, emaciated, and having pimples in high school made me very invisible, but I didn't need a ring to do that. Tolkien is for everyone. If it is for everyone, why not just make it with everyone? His stories are about fictional races doing their best work when they leave the isolation of their own cultures and come together. But they didn't leave their own cultures. They all banded together to fight a common enemy. You just contradicted what the other person... Oh, my head. I can't read any more of this fucking garbage. I really can't. It's like I'm hearing an NPC update in an article. Oh my God, it's hurting my brain. If anyone thinks I'm wrong on this, please.
No, I think everybody agrees with you.
Can I just sum up? Can I sum up Lord of the Rings of Power right now? Go fuck yourselves, okay? Just go fuck yourselves. You have no idea what it is to act, what it means to take over a role. You have no idea what it means to represent a great work and make yourself proud of that great work. You're turning it into a billboard the way politicians turn disabled people into who I care about for the week.
Well, this is the problem I find with most people when they think that they're smarter or better than the person who created the original. And that's what these people think. They think that they know more and are better and are smarter than the guy who wrote Lord of the Rings. And that's the flaw in their slaw.
Honestly, this is going to be a failure, and I hope who's a lover of Tolkien, you monetize the shit out of this show. Because you know what? Amazon's going to be flagging a lot of goddamn videos when they realize they wasted a shit ton of money.
Yeah, well, Pat says it here. Don't watch this on Prime. Watch Dark Winds, Jack Reacher, The Terminalist, even Grouchy Gary liked Reacher. It's true. I did. I made fun of a couple of things on there that I thought was lazy, but overall, very enjoyable show. I love the characters are great on that series. I hope season 2 is better. I think the mistake was the flaw in their slaw was the direction and writing. And it's the only complaint I had. And really the big complaints were action scenes were good and then not good, then good and then not so good, because the directors were calling the shots instead of the person doing the fight scenes. Your fight choreographer should technically be your director during fight scenes.
And Gary, I'm going to clip that segment out of me covering that article if you don't mind and use it as a video.
No, fuck.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to cut it out and upload it.
You don't have to take me, buddy. It's yours. But Pat is correct that even I like that. The other thing I disliked about Reacher was the silly boss fight scenes that each main character had their own boss to fight. They brought a character in just suddenly out of nowhere. He just suddenly shows up just in time for the boss fight. And then the final episode of him walking out of the fire at the end was just so cliche, overdone. It was just, that is a trope I don't like. They should have been more dramatic, realistic about that. But those are my two complaints about Reacher. Those things. And the rest of it, fucking great. I love that show. But I have nothing negative to say about Terminalist. That is a well-written thriller with some really good, and the single best CQB action I've ever seen put to film or video. He does CQB better. He was trained to do CQB better than any actor I've ever seen. When he turns a corner, he turns it in a way that absolutely screams Tier 1 operator.
Well, I just have one little tiny gripe.
With what I said?
No, about the Terminalist. I would have preferred if they were use more light. The action scenes are shot.
Look,
too
HBO
dark.
told you that's not their fault. That's yours. You don't know how to control the contrast on your TV. I didn't have any problem seeing any of the scenes, so it really literally could be the settings that you have on your TV on that one was too dark.
No, everybody.
Because if you set it to cinematic, it really can make those scenes too dark. And I actually watch mine slightly brighter, so I'm able to see more of what's going on. But it's not your fault. I really do think they do film some of these scenes a little too dark, with too much black in the background, to where things are hard to spot. And like one of the things that annoys me, and I'm sure this is what you're talking about, like when you see a person's body, it's easy to identify what's what. But then you start introducing shadow with a black background to that shadow. All of a sudden, certain things, like, what is that? What am I looking at? Is that somebody's head or their shoulder? What is that? And it takes them doing something for you. And it can cause visual confusion. And you don't ever want visual confusion when watching an action film. You need to know what's going on at all times. This is why when people say, oh, I love the action scenes in Gladiator, I said, you mean the jerking, spinning camera movement where you didn't know who was fighting? If it weren't for the fucking armor, you wouldn't know who was Roman and who was European, Northern European. I hated those action scenes. I thought they were badly done. I'm talking about Gladiator with Russell Crowe. Wait a minute. What is this? What do you say? Hold on. Wait a second. I want to see who said that. I got to see who said that over on Facebook. That was...
And if someone wants to share my channel where you can find me, it's why I'm playing gaming now, because I can't handle what they're doing to franchises. Picard especially. Jesus, I can't fucking take that shit.
Yeah, it's Don Ecker. Don Ecker said, totally agree, Gary. It's a problem I have. It's like Tony Scott did something that annoyed me, and he's the one who showed it to Ridley, and Ridley used it for the first time in G.I. Jane. The shaking camera, putting the action in, was like, don't do that. Don't do that. It made the combat scenes less believable. It looked really silly at the end, in the final act of the final combat scene in G.I. Jane, looked stupid because of the shaky camera stuff. That's why, when you compare the combat of G.I. Jane to Black Hawk Down, you saw the difference between a guy experimenting and a guy who knew what the fuck he was doing. And that's why Black Hawk Down looks so much better, all the combat scenes. But let's see. Thanks again, Pat. I need to really check out Gray Man. I'm going to watch it. I didn't want to because I don't like Chris Evans. I think he's a piece of shit.
He is.
As an American, I think he's an absolute piece of shit. But I'm going to watch it because I like Gosling. I think he's a good actor. The only film of his I refuse to watch is one about First Man, when he plays.
Good choice.
What's his name? The First Man on the Moon. I just forgot
Armstrong.
His name. Yeah, when he played Armstrong. I got John Glenn in my head, and he's not the First Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
But when I saw the trailer for that, and I saw what they were doing, I'm like, no, I want no part of this. I want no part of this.
That movie was soulless.
I think that they absolutely forgot what a devout person he was and patriotic he was. And they played him as somebody that was devoid of these things in the film. And I'm like, yep, I'm out. Not interested. Anima is going. Okay, have a good night. Thanks for stopping in. We're going to be ending here anyway. I think we get it all out of our system. What do you think, Steven? Do you think we worked out our frustrations this week?
I want to boot fuck Amazon for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I've zero interest in that stuff. I'm glad one of us is following it because I'm not going to follow anything about what they're doing.
You're lucky I didn't.
I'm just going to get angry. I'll be worse than you. You don't want that.
I saved it. I read part of that article and I stopped. I'm like, I'm going to read this tonight, and that's why. But I'm going to clip that out and I'm going to upload it as a video because that's.
That's interesting, Pat. I didn't know that you agreed with me that much, but I'm a good critic when it comes to things because I really do have the average person's perspective on things. I've got very normal, straight down the line interests when it comes to storytelling, film, action. And so therefore, when I like something, I'm assuming that a lot of people are going to like it. And it's like when I write my stories, what I find interesting when I'm writing one of my comics is that if I'm enjoying it, the odds are your average person that likes these kinds of things is going to enjoy it too. And speaking of that, I am going to be making one of my chapters available to the members of the channel. So be looking for a link to download a free copy of one of my books that I drew and wrote. And it's going to be one of the chapters from Vindicated Inc. And I would really like to see what everybody thinks of it when they see it. I really do. I hope everybody enjoys it and I will be doing that this coming week. Not this week, but the coming week, because I got to do some minor edits before I put it out for everybody. But I think we are spent, man. We are two guys that just finished sex and want to go to sleep. That's what we are.
We're going to do some gaming probably.
Don't talk to us. We're done. We're spent.
I'm going to do some gaming or something because I just need to fuck Amazon.
I know you get worked up, man, and it's why I worry about you, because you really do. I will let stuff out there, fine, but on the other hand, are a little different than me. You're wired differently to where you work yourself up, and you keep going up rather than hitting that point and then just letting it go. We handle it two totally different ways, and man, I've watched you cause yourself an anxiety attack over your frustration. I've watched you do it.
Thank you.
Gus Wolf and John.
But you should use that inner anger you have right now and play some Doom Eternal.
I beat Doom Eternal. I'm playing Cyberpunk right now.
Or become a serial killer. Up there in Canada, I hear you guys get away with
I would go with Doom Eternal.
Okay. I'm just saying, it's another way of working out that tension.
I don't think they're gonna let him stream from the prison.
I actually got to hang out last night with Martin, and I did both. We watched My Family, Mi Familia, with Polly. I got to watch most of it, but because I had to go do Toxic Tuesday. But Martin got to finish watching it with him. I love that movie, man. If you've never seen that movie, what a great cast, what a great film. And I didn't realize it until we were watching it together last night that was J-Lo in that film at the beginning, the grandmother when she was young. Holy shit. I was fucking Gustavo firing in multiverses when Gustavo
Fring.
Fring.
Did you see
remind me who that is.
Breaking Bad?
What's that?
Breaking Bad.
Oh, that's yes. I love that guy. God, he's a good actor. And again, good night, Anima. Have a good night. Oh yeah, go troll him for me. I've got to go do some other stuff, so I can't go watch anybody's shows after this. I got other things to do. But remember, go to Fat Steven's Twitter account and see the link, because he's going to be streaming some gaming.
Or someone just posted in the chat. You can find anytime. I do a bunch of that stuff. You can also go back and rewatch the old Babylon 5 stuff that will eventually restart with Keith. Yeah. All
right. But I want to thank everybody. Don Ecker, thanks a lot for actually watching the show, man. That was so awesome. We're going to be having Don Ecker back again. He's going to be a part of like a lot of stuff on our show, because I love Don. He's going to be a part of Crime Thursday, of course, the UFO Wednesday, and I'm going to get him on TGIF too, and get him in there doing some stuff, or maybe even a Saturday, depending if he's free. Because his wife Vicky, she wants time with him. She's going to get time with him. That's the way it works. Love, man, love. That's what it's all about, man. Love.
I'm gonna hit you.
Thanks a lot, Don. Deeply appreciate it. That is, of course, Don right there. All right, man. Have a good night. And if the after show that we did today was a lot of fun, man, talking about more stuff. I can hardly wait until we get him back on for the UFO stuff. But right now, I am actually talking with Cameron Pasha about coming on next Wednesday for UFO Wednesday because he's actually seen a UFO too. Again, man, I've tried to be abducted. I'd go out on dirt roads, middle of nowhere, get out of the car. All right, I'm here.
I've never seen a UFO, but
you hear some UFO in the background going, "We don't want you."
I've never seen a UFO, but I have had spiritual encounter though, like phantasm encounter though. This was during the day. I won't get into that story. I'll save it.
Yeah, because I'm actually curious about that. So yeah, we'll have to talk about it next time. Make a note of that because I'd like to hear that story. Again, I want to thank the chat. Let's see. Anima Confusa, Aaron Ratliff, Arwen Avalon, who can somehow make it to these shows, but not ours. Awesome fun. I don't know why, but it's just fun. I like shitting on her.
I wonder why you don't get abducted.
Awesome one. Cecilia, that may be. I'm too, what's that called? Passive aggressive. Cecilia was here. Cece, Das Wolfen, Don Ecker, who was our guest today on this morning show, was watching us tonight. Gap After Dark, which is also Gap Stargate, same person. Kingsport Cal, our good friend from Tennessee. Olaf Van S over in the Netherlands. Pat S, who of course is one of our channel's producers. He called me boss earlier. I'm like, no, you're my boss. Penny was here, of course. That is Dork Knight's mom. Rough Girl. Rusty X 2010 was here. Shinatsky. Storyman Jack. And of course, Dork Knight himself was in the chat because he was out on a date with Cece tonight and having a good time. So he couldn't join us. I would have loved to have heard his opinion on this series so far for season 3 of Orville, because I'm trying to look at it from an objective perspective of what's good and admitting that, yes, there's still some bad stuff that's annoying me. But structurally, there's more good to the Orville than what is going on over at Star Trek Strange New Worlds. A lot more better stuff going on with Orville. So even though I did like 2 episodes of Strange New Worlds, mostly I found it entertaining and then meh. Entertaining and then meh. And then annoying. A lot of annoying there when it does the girl power stuff. I think it's silly. So I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank Justice Seagal, my good friend, who I like doing stuff with. He's my friend. I just like hanging out with him. Yeah, that's what they yelled. Is that what they yelled? Thanks. We already got one white guy. Of course, you're referring to Travis Walton, whom I've actually had beers with. Really nice guy. And if you buy him a beer, he will tell you a story. Just go to Snowflake, and I forget the name of that bar. I'll find it, and I will show it to you. I'll actually show you on, what do you call it? Google Maps, Google Street. Google Street. I'll show you where he hangs out. And you can go there, fucking buy him a beer. He'll tell you stories. And his stories are consistent all the time. That's why I believe what happened to him happened to him. Him and his friends all tell the same story over and over again. Nothing shifts. Nothing changes. UFOs love white guys. I don't know. The first major abduction was a black man. The first major known abduction was Barney Hill and his wife Betty. So, nah on that, Shinatsky. Yeah. Anyway, Orville is very good. It is very, very good. It's got problems. Logic problems every once in a while, but overall, I really do like it. I do think that Seth's character is a shithead. He wasn't such a shithead early on. He seemed like a guy looking for something, and now he just seems like a guy that's just observing shit and kind of pushing it in the wrong direction sometimes. That's how it feels. But again, thanks a lot. Any last thoughts, guys? Steven?
No. Thank you for coming.
Say anything, Martin?
No.
You sure?
Absolutely.
Thank God. I was like going to shut you off if you did. So this is our ending, and I want to end with my favorite video of all time for ending a show on. No credits. Just going to do this.
Goodbye, Chocolate Mousse. I'll never forget you. Goodbye, Ducroix. Take care of yourself. Goodbye, Deja Vu. I'll always remember you. And I'll miss you most of all.